Project 4 covers the link command, spelled LN. In the past, this was the second most missed command on the midterm and final. Make note to study this video before the midterm and final. Here, I've created a file called sample.txt. It has the following text inside of it. This is a link file. The samples directory, created in the previous labs, contains subfolders to delete and under my samples. I want to create a shortcut to the sample.txt file under my samples. The best way to use the link file is to change into the location you want the shortcut, or better known as symbolic link in Linux. So use the cd command, change into samples, and under my samples directory. Verify your location. Now use the link command ln space -s space the absolute path to the real file space, and you can put a period. It will link the file with the same file name. You may also change the name of the shortcut. As in this example, I will change the shortcut name to newname.txt. The ls-l command will show us the two shortcuts pointing to the same original file under root. If we view the shortcuts, we see they contain the same text as the original file. If I make a change, to either of the files or the original file, and we view the files, we see they all contain the same information. I have cleared my screen. If you make a mistake with the ln command, it will show up as red. The most common mistake is putting in the wrong path or wrong file name for the source file. To show you what it looks like if you have done it wrong, I'll use the ls-l command and see the link file is red instead of cyan in color. That lets you know you have put in the wrong path or the wrong name of the original file. If that is the case, you should retry the command. I will now go over the differences between a symbolic link and a hard link. A symbolic link creates shortcuts. A hard link creates multiple file names to the same data. If I delete a shortcut, the data is still there. The other shortcuts are still there. If I go back to the root folder and delete the original file, and I go back and check on my shortcut, I see that the link is broken because the original file no longer exists. I can no longer see the data. Now, let's look at a hard link. I will change back to my home folder. I will create a new file. Here we see the new file has a size of 32 bytes. Now I will create a hard link to it. I will create a second hard link, this time putting it under the samples directory. Now if I issue the ls-l, I'm going to notice a change in the number of links to the file. The first one shows I have one link to the data. The second one shows I have 3 links to the data. Notice the sample text that I hard linked also shows 3. If I look under the samples directory, I see the sample2 hard link shows 3 links to the same data. The project has you use the I switch to view the inode number, or the sector on the hard disk where the data resides. Notice the inode number is the same because both files link to the same spot on the hard disk. If I add more data, I will issue this command several times and then issue the ls-li command. I notice the data has changed from 32 bytes now to 117. Notice the other linked file also shows the increase in size. I view the file, I view the hard linked files, They all show the same data. If I remove the original file, which was new file.txt, I see the hard link sample.txt is still there. I see it still has access to the original data. If I remove the sample file, and I change into the samples folder, I see my last hard link file still has the same inode number, still has the same size on the disk. And still shows the same data. The difference: hard links are file names to the same spot on the hard disk. Symbolic links are shortcuts to an original file that points to data on the hard disk.